As part of my 2025 reading wrap up, I have created a whole bunch of book categories and I'm going to share with you my top choices for each. I have two top choices for favorite contemporary fiction book this year. The first is The Conditions of Will by Jessa Hastings. I really loved the story and the uniqueness of the female main character. I am also including My Friends by Fredrik Backman. This was such a beautifully written story and has really stayed with me since I read it. I also have two favorite romance books this year. The first is One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune. It's an amazing follow-up to Every Summer After. I just loved the character development. I loved Charlie and Alice and their story and highly recommend this one. I am also including Book Lovers by Emily Henry. I just loved both main characters and the way that this book subverts Hallmark tropes. The next category is my favorite book this year that was over 500 pages. I had to choose The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. This story has really stayed with me. I loved it so much when I read it. It's definitely one of my favorite books of the year. Next up we have historical fiction, and for that I had to choose Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. The love story was amazing, but beyond that, the story of women in space and NASA in the 70s and 80s, there was just so much at play here. I loved every minute of it. You know that I also love World War II historical fiction in particular, so I do want to mention that my favorite World War II historical fiction book this year was The Mademoiselle Alliance by Natasha Lester. This is a true story based on an incredible woman who led one of the largest resistance networks across France. In that vein, my choice for favorite nonfiction book this year was The Art Spy by Michelle Young. This is about Rose Valland, who worked at the Jeu de Paume Museum in Paris. She was essentially an art spy working against the Nazi regime to record and track stolen and pilfered artwork. I read several great series this year, but I think my favorite has to be the Rose Hill series by Elsie Silver. So it's Wild Love, Wild Eyes, Wild Side, and Wild Card. Next up, I have two books that I would qualify as the biggest surprise to me of this year. First is Wild Dark Shore by Charlotte McConaughey. I normally do not enjoy suspense or thriller, but because of Book Talk and Bookstagram, I did pick this up and ended up absolutely loving it. Definitely one of the books that I think about the most. The other surprise is actually a genre, which is cowboy romances influenced by my sister. And so I picked Cowboy Casual by Holly Renee as symbolic of this whole genre. I've never had any interest or knowledge of cowboy life, but I loved this genre this year, and so I have my sister to thank for that. And lastly, I've really enjoyed getting into audiobooks more this year. So my favorite audiobook this year was The Four Winds by Kristen Hanna. I loved the narration, I loved the storytelling, I thought it was incredible. But I also have two honorable mentions. The first is Broken Country by Claire Leslie Hall, and the second is Heart the Lover by Lily King. So those are my top choices for each category. Let me know what you think.